Hey guys, it's Savvy, and if you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm coming at you today with the uh, Strike Back Videothon Day 2, 5 or more books that I want to read in the next year. This Videothon is striking back against YouTube's new monetization rules. It was started by That Bookie, Jesus Will Books, and Ben Sanders. I will have all their videos linked below explaining the Videothon. And I also have Kieran Higgins linked below. I love his work and his videos. I especially love his reviews. His unboxings are really fun too, but I really like what he has to say about books, and I feel like he goes at it with a very fair and analytical thought process, which I really like, as well as giving his own opinion, which I also really like. So without further ado, let's get started. The first book I want to read is The Lies of Locke, Lamora. This is like a series, and it's about like a Robin Hood, but he, I guess, steals from the rich and keeps it for himself. I've heard amazing things actually on BookTube about this, so I saw it at the used bookstore and picked it up. I really hope to get to this. I think it'll be so fun, and I know it's a series, so I can get the other ones on my Nook or something like that. The next book was a gift from my lovely friend Kara, and it is The Rupee in the Smoke, excuse me. I really am excited to read this. This is one of her favorite books, and I'm just so happy that she gave it to me. So I'm hoping to get to this, and it's nice and small, and I've heard that it's just so fun. So I could probably, maybe I should just read that, not finish the books I'm reading right now. The next book is actually by Kieran Higgins. He is an author, so he does BookTube and AuthorTube. He's really amazing. He's self-published. He has a novella called The Mists Over Newbrook, which I've read. It's gothic. I don't always like gothic stories because often the girls are just so naive and like dumb that I'm just like, get out of here. Get out. What I really loved about it is that he had a lot of the aspects of gothic literature. You know, it's cloudy and ghosts maybe and oh, creepy sounds, but the main character, she has a little bit of that naivety, but she's very spunky still, and she's like kind of badass, and I really liked it. And it was like, and it's a novella, which I feel like is the perfect length for a gothic storyline because you get introduced to everything, you're kind of freaked out, and then it gets resolved. It's not drug on and on and on, and it's also not, I feel like when gothic short stories are always just so abrupt and it's like, ooh. Whereas this one, you get to be a little scared, you get to be a little like, oh, what's going on? And then it gets resolved, and I really love it. I'd really recommend it. It's Miss Over Newbrook by Kieran Higgins. I have him linked down below. I'm sure you can just type his name into Amazon. You can get it on Kindle or paperback, and it's amazing. I would really recommend it. The book of his that I do want to read is The Forgotten Sister. I haven't read it yet. I'm so happy to have this physical copy. I probably won't be able to get to it until March, but my goal is to read 12 self-published books this year. I don't know if I'm going to get to it, but just because you can't get them through libraries, but I'm really hoping to find some. And if you have a self-published book that you love or that you wrote, tell me about it down below, because I'm interested in looking at it and seeing if I want to read it. I'm so excited for this guy. Oh, this is about King Arthur. It's about his sister, the Forgotten Sister. And I'm really excited to give it a shot, and it looks so good. I've actually read the preface, is that prologue? The prologue, and the prologue was really good, so I'm really excited for this book. The next is actually 2 books, and that is Last Tales and Winter Tales by Isaac Dinesen. These just look like really good fantasy short stories, which I love. So I'm from Colorado, so I was like, oh, I'll save Winter Tales until February, and it'll be all cold and snowy. I live in the Central Valley of California, and I'm going to be moving to the Bay Area of California. There's no snow here, but maybe I'll just drive to the mountains one day and, oh, there's a Charlie right there. Maybe I'll just drive to the mountains one day and, I don't know, sit in my car and read it, because I can't go sit outside. I'll read it at some point. I'm really excited to. The next is another short story collection by a woman who died today or yesterday. So that's really sad, but she was 88. I don't know where I'm going with that, but I hope to read Ursula K. Le Guin's The Compass Rose. It's a collection of short stories. I'm really excited to give it a shot. I also really love this cover. It's simple, um, but pretty. It reminds me of a poetry cover. I'm really, really excited to give her work a shot. I have heard great things about her work, and I'm so excited to get into it. And I love getting into authors' work through short stories. I'm a big short story lover, so um, I'm very excited to give this guy a shot. And then hopefully I fall in love with her work and check her out from the library all the time. Oh, and we're down to my last books. I forgot one, sorry. Okay, I'll grab that later. Sorry, guys. My next two books are, well, I'll do them one at a time. Saving Fish from Drowning by Amy Tan and China Dolls by Lisa C. I did a road trip down to LA and I listened to Snowflower and the Secret Band. I really, really loved it. I did feel like there were a couple parts that went a little long, but it was mostly just because it was really intense, and I was like, oh, I don't want this to happen to the characters. They're so nice. But I'm so excited to read this, and it's historical fiction, which I love, that takes place in San Francisco. So I'm so, so excited. And then this also is historical fiction that takes place in San Francisco. I think this is like modern times, and then like she discovers like letters or something, and then that's the past. And I love books like that. If you've ever read The Angle of Repose, that's like one of my favorite writing styles, where like you get to read how people feel about it in the modern day while you feel about it in the modern day. I love it. I also don't know if I just said, but I am trying to read at least one book by an Asian or Asian American or Asian Canadian, an Asian person, author this year. And the reason why I'm doing that is I read Cindy Pon's Beautiful Venom last year in Because You Love to Hate Me, and I loved it so much. And I picked up another one of her books called The Fury of the Phoenix, or The Silver Phoenix. It's a duology, and one's first and one's second. I can't remember, but I picked up the first one, and I'm going to be picking up the second one soon. But I loved it, but I didn't know much about, like the names are Chinese, and I had a hard time keeping the characters straight because I had a hard time, because it was a girl and two boys who essentially go on an adventure together, and I was like, oh wait, because it wasn't like, oh, Anna, blah, 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 it was like Liran, and I was like, wait, is that the girl or is that the boy? Because I wasn't used to the names. And then also, the mythology in that book is from Chinese mythology, and it was like so brand new to me, and I'm very well versed in Greek mythology, and then a few other mythologies I know a fair amount about, but Greek's the one I know the best. And so I was like, I don't know anything about Asian mythology, really, and especially Chinese, like I know a little bit of Japanese mythology, and that's about it. So that's why I wanted to pick up, and then obviously like I love historical fiction as well, so I'm just trying to broaden my horizons because I read so many white authors. Wow, this is going to be long, sorry. And then the last thing, my good friend Mile, before she moved, gave me some really good historical fiction novels, one of which I've read, The Heretic Queen I've read, which is great, and then Cleopatra's Daughter by the same author, and The Queen of the Night, which I read a little bit of it, and it was so beautiful, but I just don't have time to read it right now, but I'm so excited for when I have time to pick it up. But Cleopatra's Daughter is one of the ones I want to read. So I have a lot of books I want to read this year, but, you know, obviously I like to read. I think this went a little longer than I was expecting. But I hope you guys have, oh, and once again, I will link Kieran Higgins down below. Please check him out. He's really, really awesome, and I feel like he just doesn't get enough views, and he's cool. And then also that book, Eve and Sanders, G Swizzle Books will all be linked down below. And then if you're curious why I'm making this video, they explain why, I think, in better words than I can. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day, week, month, year, and I'll see you later. Bye. Now I got